Welcome to Hello English Teacher. Today let's look at some more question and answers from the literature section of class 12 English. If you are watching my video for the first time, please subscribe. You can listen to the explanations of chapters from classes 10, 11 and 12 English. Don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a video. Let's move on to the video. So let's look at the questions. Question number 1. How did the peddler of rat traps manage to survive? So he made rat traps of wire and went around selling them. He got material for making them by begging in the big stores or at big farms. Since his business was not quite profitable, he would beg or steal in order to survive. So he was living by selling rat traps and by stealing. So let's look at the next question. Who was Rajkumar Shukla? Why did he come to Lucknow? So Rajkumar Shukla was a poor peasant from Champaran district in Bihar. He had come to Lucknow where a Congress session was being held to complain about the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar. Somebody had told him that if he had to meet Gandhi, he would be of great help, and so that's why he went to meet Gandhi at the Congress session. So let's go on to the next question. According to Keats, what moved away the pain and suffering from human life? So this question is from the poem A Thing of Beauty. So according to Keats, there are some beautiful things which remove the cover of sad feelings from our hearts. All beautiful things of nature are a boon for humanity. And what are these beautiful things? Everything that we see in nature around us, like the sun, the moon, old and young trees are the sources which is a boon for humanity. Now let's look at the next question. The poem Aunt Jennifer's Tigers is replete with symbols. Interpret any three of them. So the metaphor bright topaz depicts the shining yellow complexion of the tigers. The effective use of alliteration in sleek chivalric certainty describes the pace of the tigers. The ordeals and hardships of Aunt Jennifer's married life are represented through the massive weight of wedding band. Aunt Jennifer itself is a symbol of oppression, and the tigers represent the desire of Aunt Jennifer to be free. Next question. Which do you think is a better ending of Roger Skunk's story, Joe's or her father's? Why? So here is the answer. Joe's father did not want the wizard to hit the mother and wanted the skunk to have its original smell. Her father's ending of the story is better as it is more practical and realistic. Jo is a child and her perspective about the ending of the story is childish and immature, but her father's views things on a philosophical level and thus makes his judgment from an adult's perspective. So let's look at the next question. I am not afraid. People are afraid of me, says Derry. What do people think on seeing his face? How do they react then? So the answer is, on looking at Derry's face, they find it bad and frightful. They think that it is the ugliest thing they have ever seen. They call him a poor boy as one side of his face has been burnt by acid. Some of them are afraid of his ugly and horrible face. So now let's look at the long answer, the 4-mark answers. So question number 1, summarize the message of the poem A Thing of Beauty. So here is the answer. The poem elaborates upon the qualities of beautiful creations of nature. Such things are eternal and their beauty never fades away. They remove the pall of gloom from our lives and brings happiness and health. They even lull us to a good sleep full of sweet dreams. These beautiful creations are the only attractions that tie us to this otherwise sorrowful life. Creations like the sun, moon, trees, sheep, daffodil, flowers, rills, forests full of musk roses, and tales of brave men are a few examples of beautiful things which makes our life meaningful in various ways. These are like ever-flowing fountain of a divine blessing that has been endowed upon mankind by God. Next question. Comment on the ending of the play Evans tries an O level. So here is the answer. The ending of the play is quite surprising and unexpected. Only a couple of minutes ago, the governor of Oxford prison had nabbed Evans from his hideout at the Golden Lion. A silent prison officer handcuffed the recaptured Evans. The two men clambered awkwardly into the back seat of the prison van. The governor bade him farewell but wished to see him soon in his jail. Evans too behaved as if he would remain there for a long time and wanted to know about the O-level Italian classes coming up next September. The governor remarked that perhaps Evans might not be with them then. Evans pondered over it and said that he wouldn't. After a couple of minutes, Evans implemented what he had predicted. Not only were the handcuffs unlocked, but the van moved on fast towards Newbury. Evans is once again free. The broad Scot accent leaves us in no doubt who the driver was. Once again, Evans scores over the prison authorities. So here is the next question. Civil disobedience had triumphed for the first time in modern India. Relate the events during Gandhi's stay in Champaran that led to the triumph. So here is the answer. Gandhi had reached Motihari, the capital of Champaran, to study the problems of the sharecropper peasants. He was on his way to a neighboring village where a peasant was ill treated. On the way, he was stopped by the police superintendent's messenger and ordered to return to town. When he reached home, he was served with an official notice to quit Champaran at once. Gandhi wrote on the receipt that he would disobey the order. So Gandhi received a summons to appear in the court the next day. Next morning, the town of Motihari was black with peasants. Thousands of peasants voluntarily gathered outside the court. The prosecutor requested the judge to postpone the trial. Gandhi protested against the delay. He read out a statement pleading guilty. He asked the penalty. The judge announced that he would pronounce the sentence after a 2-hour recess. He asked Gandhi to furnish a bail for that period. Gandhi refused. The judge released him without bail. So after the recess, the judge said that he would not deliver the judgment for several days. Meanwhile, he allowed Gandhi to remain at liberty. Several days later, Gandhi received a letter. The case against him had been dropped. Thus, civil disobedience had triumphed for the first time in India. So I hope you liked today's video. For more informative videos, do subscribe to Hello English Teacher. Thank you for watching.